Okay, and we are live. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Let's get everything set up so that I can see you all. Get my phone sorted. Make sure we actually are live. Yep, there we are. Hello to everybody. Please do put a comment in the comment box to say hello so that we know that you're there, so that we don't know that we're just talking to no one. We could talk to no one for hours quite happily. Just waffling keeps us happy. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Luna. And good morning to Facebook user who I can't see.
Morning, Dan.
It's my husband. Morning, Diane. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Gail. The software we use, StreamYard, is a bit funny in some of the Facebook groups. If you don't give StreamYard permission to show your name, you come up as Facebook user. So apologies if we don't recognise your name.
Morning, Maria.
Good morning. Wow, loads of people. Good morning, Kay. Hi, Maria. Hello, Abby, Martina, Kerry and Susie. Kay, oh Jess, everyone's waving and saying hello and hi Jackie. Wow, 5 a.m. Wow, Jackie, you're a superstar. You might need coffee.
Lots Caroline. Of coffee.
Wow, loads of people. Good morning, Lani. Oh, my voice is going already. Hello, Helen.
Hi,
see
Lani.
Helen because her bright pink hair. Good morning, Sarah and Sue. Why do I feel I have to salute every time I see Sue, the dedicated druid? It's very strange. Hi, Irene. Just mad. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Irene, Jenny, and Sylvia, and Richard, and Megan, and Mehdi. Wow. I think this is a record. All these lovely people. Let's hope we can keep you entertained. No pressure at all. Good morning to everyone. Hello, Bree. Hello, everybody. Wow.
Somebody's called us girls. Somebody's called us girls.
Girls, did you like that?
Oh,
that's why we're calling us girls. I apologise for I've got hay fever this morning, so bear with me. Hello, Claire. Wow, lots of lovely people. So, and Jay. Oh, everybody. Hello. Wow, you've lost me now. Stumped me completely. Book of Shadows. Right, Waffling Witches this morning. We are hopefully going to be joined by Gypsy in a little while. She's doing all that Reiki magic on a client at the moment. And the lovely Ness is visiting family. Ness is visiting family, Maria. So priorities. She hasn't seen her mum and her son since before lockdown. So she's off visiting. All socially distanced properly, obviously. Good morning, Penelope and Joanne and the lovely Paul. Hello. And Tess. Wow, all these people. You guys are fantastic. Oh, Paul realised he was watching the one from last month for a minute. Oh, it's pinned to the top of the page, isn't it? I might just take that off, Paul. That would be very confusing, actually, wouldn't it? So let me just nip into the kitchen. Talk amongst yourselves. We're going to be talking about Book of Shadows today. That's our theme. Hopefully we don't wander too far from the subject like we normally do. I think last time we ended up talking about Wombles and Hugh Jackman. So we'll see where today.
Combination.
Hello. And I'll sleep. Oh, look at me. That your name is lovely. Isilda, I think. I do hope I pronounced that properly. And to Roz, wow, fantastic, lovely people. Right, thank you, Paul. I have unpinned the last month's one so that people don't get confused that I hadn't thought of that. So we are, all I can see, Rachel, is that you're 37 yes. That's my age, Maria. No, it's not really. Obviously, it's not. Jenny, you guys wandering off topic? Never. No, us. We're very dedicated and focused.
Very focused.
Welcome to everybody. We've got some very lovely regulars. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting us, and some very lovely new faces as well. Welcome, welcome. We are Kitchen Witch. You've got 3 of the 6 of us, actually. There are in total, but you've got 3 of us today, and hopefully being joined by Gypsy in a while. We're going to focus on Book of Shadows today because we were asked to, basically. If you do want us to talk about anything in particular in the future, do just throw the subjects at us and we will do our very best to cover the topic. So Book of Shadows it is today, or Grimoire, I guess you could call it. If you've got any questions throughout, please do type them in the comments and we'll do our very best to answer them. About Book of Shadows, about witchcraft, about Kitchen Witch, about us, about Wombles, famous celebrities. You know, we'll cover pretty much anything. So let's actually start on the topic and see how well we do. Why is it called a Book of Shadows? Okay, well, this is the official meaning. Magic works between the worlds, between light and dark, so the energy flows through the shadows. So a Book of Shadows captures all that magic between its pages. Simple. So that's the meaning of Book of Shadows, which I think is quite lovely, really, and perfectly sums it up, I think. So that's the Book of Shadows. So first of all, would you guys like to tell us what your Book of Shadows are, or shall I start? Because mine's really embarrassing. I started my journey a very long time ago, and I started with my Book of Shadows, which was a lever arch file. Good morning, Leslie. Yes, I started with basic lever arch file because for me, you can take things out and you can put things back in and you can swap things over. I love the idea of one of the sort of charmed, leather-bound, handwritten books, but I'd be frightened, I think, for making mistakes or things changing. Or so I started with a lever arch file, and that's what I continued with. I have got lots of beautiful journals, and I write in the first page. That's as far as I get. Rubbish journaler. I know Heather's gonna impress us with her journaling in a minute. But for me, the lever arch file worked because I could put all of the different sections in and I could move pages in and out. Jackie, is that the UK version of a 3-ring binder? It is a ring binder, Jackie, but one of the really big ones. Not a small ring binder, but a really big one. I have got one that's got accounts in it. Let me get one to show you. Bear with me a second. There we go. Should have had an example. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, a ring binder, basically. This is accounts, so it's not but my Book of Shadows, but it's got the dividers in it and the paperwork in between. So yeah, it is a ring binder, but it's one of the really thick ones. I have a confession. My Book of Shadows got put in the loft when we had to make room for teenagers. It's a very nice lever arch. It's got a suede covering to it, but it's temporarily missing. I couldn't find it. Claire loves my honesty. Yeah, there's no point. You know, I'm human, and I think it helps for everyone to know that we are all humans. We're not super witches. So yes, my Book of Shadows is in a box in the loft somewhere. Because for me, I moved on from the Book of Shadows once the internet hit, really, and once computers kind of came into the fore. Mine became an online Book of Shadows, and that's where it stayed, really. But Sue, do you want to sort of tell us about your Book of Shadows?
Yeah, well, I've been on this path a long time. This is my main one, which again is a folder with, it's got pictures and spells and things like that in it, and elements and rituals and things. I needed another one for the herbs and trees and crystals. And then here's one of my those. This is like a stash of journals, which I've been trying to get all the decent information of these books and online, because some of them have got shopping lists in, and then it'll have a spell and everything jumbled up. It might have someone's phone number scribbled down, and yeah, so I've been trying to get that online, but then my laptop broke, but luckily I had everything saved on a memory stick, so my online Book of Shadows is on a memory stick at the moment. I've got to transfer it.
Cool. I'm just going to say a few more hellos. Hello to Karen and Caroline, Vicky. Carolyn had trouble getting on here, but well, yeah, we're here. We're glad you found us, Carolyn. Diane, I'm having a bad week losing things. I am. Feathers and all sorts of things have gone missing this week. I need to have a bit of a spiritual clear out, don't I? I think something's getting in the way. Yes. Jackie loves this group because of the honesty and the waffle thing. Yeah, there's no point. We're going to be honest with you guys, because we've all been doing this pathway for a long time, and we're not perfect. Don't tell my husband, but we're not perfect.
Next to you.
Leslie, yeah, I reckon the Book of Shadow is with my feathers. I still haven't found them. Andrea doesn't own a Book of Shadows. Instead, she has a folder with lots of notes, pictures, poems, text on the computer. Yeah, mine is pretty much there. And I think for me as well, mine kind of evolved into my blog. And I ended up writing all of what I would have included in a Book of Shadows on my blog. So very electronic. Sue has hers in a Word file. Yep. Luna has a leather-bound book, and it's a mess. Yeah, the ring binders, I think we all like ring binders because you can move stuff in and out. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, I typed all of my stuff, but then I decorated the edges of the pages by hand or stuck stickers on or bits and pieces. You can combine them, can't you? You combine the styles. Claire has a Pinterest account. That's a good idea, because that's very image-based, isn't it? Yeah. So you cannot beat paper and ink. There is something very special about paper and ink. I do agree with that. But yeah, Pinterest is a very good idea. Sarah just had to get a new hard drive, back up everything. Yep, definitely keep it all backed up. Jenny, Sue, that's exactly how Dorian Valiente's Book of Shadows were. Notebooks with a jumble of everything, shopping lists, poems, witchy things, random notes for other things. So you're in excellent company, Sue.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, definitely back up with everything. Hello, Chris. Chris is still up as well. You guys are mad. Pinterest is really good for ideas as well, actually. Martina, I feel same as I've got two lovely ones, leather-bound books, but didn't know how to organise it. So yeah, the ring binder does work for that. Irene writes everything in a leather book. Irene, you are a star. Richard's handwriting is like a doctor's. So online for me. Yeah, I think if your handwriting's a bit typing is Claire, to be fair, we are keeping up with technology, which is magical too. Yep, absolutely. Carolyn's are in lots of different journals. She started using a box of index cards for quick reference and finding it easier. Oh, that is incredibly organised, Carolyn. Yeah, I have seen. My husband laughed at me. I'm going to show you my index box. I have an index box. My husband laughed at me, and the children told me to get out of 1984, but but I refused to. Diane, I find handwriting things helps me remember them. Yeah, I'm like that. If I've got to, I actually handwrite a lot of my manuscripts for my books because I find I connect more with it. But it is a very personal thing. Good morning, Snowy. Good morning, Jackie. Vicky bought hers from Amazon with the money her nan left me. Fantastic. Lani has a leather bound one at the moment, but looking to change, going through a new journey. Yeah, I think that's interesting as well, isn't it? I think sometimes we tend to start new ones when we're starting new avenues. Jackie went online to find YouTube videos on Book of Shadows. It can be quite intimidating because they're so beautiful and artistic. So your binders are reassuring that it's something I can do. Yeah. I mean, some of us are. Some of our group are quite crafty, but yeah, it's your book. You need to work it how you want to, and lever arch, absolutely fine. But we have got some ideas for decorating them in a minute. Maria's are all handwritten. It has homework, notes, and spells, and then she types it up off the pages. Yep. Luna has individual books. Helen has series of notebooks going back over the years. Love reading back through them to see how far I've come on my journey. Yeah, I think that's the thing with journals particularly, isn't it? You can go back over it. Kerry has lever arch files, which I hope to decorate. We have got some ideas coming up. Chris has 5 books going, 2 big showy ones, 1 working book ritual and a herbal. Hello, Helen. Helen has loads of notebooks everywhere. Yep. Jess has 3 journals and found writing things down helped me to learn, and I wanted everything in one place. Don't really write them now, just save photos of things I find online. I think it is a journey, isn't it? And it does progress and it does change as you go. Heather, would you like to bowl us over with your journals?
Okay, so this is my, sorry, it's a bit heavy, my main one. So it's just a file decorated with cards and things that were meaningful for me. Inside, I'm a little bit OCD, so it's not just, they're all in plastic covers inside. But yeah, everything is decorated.
Yeah.
My certificates, yes, and I did the top so that all of them are. So it starts off with what's that? Candle magic, crystals, going on to herbs and things like that. Moon magic, rituals, spells, wheel of the year. So that's my main one. That's all nice and neat because it's all typed. My writing is atrocious. Even I have trouble reading it. One of my colleagues told me it was like a spider had dipped their feet in an ink pot and had walked across the page. This one is all of the courses that I've done with Kitchen Witch. So all of the branch classes, the Celtic goddesses, Celtic gods, crystal, all of the, so that's all in there as well. And again, all in plastic covers and all decorated. And then like Sue, because I do write stuff down. So this one is my kitchen one at the moment with, so as I'm working in the kitchen, I'll either pull things out of magazines to tuck in here to try, or I will, and this one has got really neat writing. I won't show you one of the other pages. This one, that looks really good, doesn't it? I'll find you one of my other pages. Oh, no, that's too bad. No, I won't.
Maria says you should have become a doctor. You see, it's because Heather is in nursing, you see. That's what it is. It's the NHS handwriting.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, so that's the one that's in my kitchen at the moment. So if I'm making anything, so if I'm making any of my creams or any of my oils, I will jot down the recipe as I'm doing it. And then if it comes out right, then it'll eventually head into my main folder when I've typed it up nice and neatly. So that's my kitchen one. Then I've got one beside my chair where I sit.
You're being asked if that's a Hogwarts book, Heather.
Yes.
Richard said, is that a Hogwarts book?
It is.
Well spotted.
So yes, then there's one by my chair where I sit next to the windows. So if I'm just sitting there and meditating or just looking out in the garden and something pops into my head, I can jot stuff down. And then I've got the one in my bedroom so that if I have a dream, or if that's where I do my daily journaling, in fact. So in the morning, I always pull a card, have a few minutes just spending time with that, jot that down. I always, in the morning, say what I'm grateful for. I always try and say 5 things minimum that I am grateful for as I start the day. And then I might jot down if there's any plans or anything that I want to do, that sort of thing. And then at the end of the day, I will go through. So if I've done something in the kitchen, then I will put up in that book whether it worked or whether it didn't, what I'm going to try if it didn't, to make it work next time, that sort of thing. If we've been out for a walk, what I've seen, you know, trees or plants, or so that's the sort of like the hard stuff. And then there's all this stuff on there in the cloud, which, as you know, I learned about recently. So yeah, so then there's all the stuff that I've got saved on the cloud. So there's all, so although I've got a lot of my blogs and things downloaded as hard copies, a lot of the more recent ones, I haven't downloaded them or printed them. I've left them on here. So yeah, so it's all over the place.
Combination, yeah. I think it's important actually, because you mentioned about writing down the recipes when you're working with things. I think that's important, and the same probably with spells as well. If you're working something out, you need to then go back and see what worked and what didn't work, didn't you? So I think it's important to record things like that. And if you're making, because you make, I know you both make salves and tinctures and things like that, don't you? And I think it's important to write down weights and what you used and amounts and things, isn't it, to know whether it worked or what didn't, and whether it needs tweaking. And the same with spells as well. I've been asked a lot recently. I've written a blog recently about spells that go wrong, and one of the important keys to that is, if you've worked a spell and you've written detailed instructions of what you've used and what you did, it's easier, much easier to undo the spell if you've got that record. So I think for some things in particular, it is important to keep journal details. Jackie is saying you are an organised woman, Heather. You are. Very impressed. I'm embarrassed, really.
Me too.
Sue's got all her journals all together in a box. Mine are all in a drawer upstairs.
Oh no, I've got more than that. You actually reminded me. I do draw a tarot card every morning and write down, like you, the weather, the moon phase, what card I drew, and what it meant, what it means, and then I'll go back to it in the evening and like, how did it fit into my day? I'm ignoring yesterday's. I've had some really bad cards this week.
You can turn it round. You can turn it round. See, you're really embarrassing me, because I don't do any of that. I always have intentions to do it, and I might get a lovely, beautiful new journal thinking, right, I'll write my card pulls for every day and that. And I sometimes I make it a whole week of writing in it, and then I get sidetracked and disrupted. And so I think like it's got to be personal, hasn't it? It's got to work.
Yeah, but then, you know, because that's, you and I used to say, you know, we were two of the worst journalers. It was something that happened, and I don't know to this day what happened in June 2 years ago, June the 15th. I just suddenly started writing in the morning, in the evening, and I've just continued. I don't know what it was that because, you know, I'm not young. So, you know, and I've tried for years to do this, and I've never managed it. But for some reason, 2 years ago, on June the 15th, I just started, and it's worked ever since. Now, whether it'll stop as I move through to another phase, who knows? Journaling on the forum,
I think that's important, isn't it?
You know?
Yeah, the forum.
I think
forum.
that's it.
I will go and answer other people's bits, but my journal, I can't even remember the last time I looked at that.
No.
Hold my hand up.
Yeah, I think it's about phases, though, isn't it? We do all go through different stages in our journeys, and it's obviously important for you the last couple of years to have journaled and continued to. for your journey, your individual journey. Oh, Sarah has an app for daily tarot and it saves them. I like that idea. Yeah, Sue's had lots of sword cards this week, working on finding the positive from them. I think with the swords in the tarot, remember that a lot of it is up here. A lot of swords for me is about headology, and it's about how you're thinking about a situation rather than actually what's happening. So bear that in mind. Sue uses a bullet journal. Yeah, they're quite fashionable now, aren't they? She writes every weather, planes, plants, etc. in that day. I quite like the idea of bullet journals. Again, I've looked at them, and you know, I do have a. It's called Trello. My husband got so frustrated with me being so 1980s and writing everything down. I do. So I've got notebooks, loads of notebooks. And they've got lists of things in and scraps and all kind of random stuff. And yes, I only write on one side of them. I only write on one page. I don't write on the back of the page. I don't do it. But these notes, they're just random notes and ideas and things. So yeah, I do have journals. They're just not very organised. And I have to think, I wrote that down somewhere. And I've got about 4 of them and I have to remember which one it's in. But my husband made me start writing all of these to-do lists, really, on the computer. And I must admit, I have got one main one on the computer that I do use quite regularly. It's different, isn't it? You've got to do what works for you. Lani has organisation skills have gone out the window. Heather, you're an organisation guru. Claire said, yeah, Claire, life gets in the way sometimes, and that's okay. We're busy witches. Yeah, you know, the 3 of us actually have got children, and I know Sue's got grandchildren as well, and we've got dogs and husbands, and, you know, life does kind of get in the way a lot of the time. So you have to do what works for you. Leslie's the same as me. Intention is there, but the will is weak. Oh, yes. My will is always weak, Leslie. What does journaling? Yeah, Vicky, same happened to me, Heather, but mine started in April this year. So good, well done, Vicky. Keep going with it. Maria says, busy making wonderful balms. Balms. That's a funny word, isn't it? Balms. Heather. Yeah, Heather does make. Well, you both of you make lots of wonderful herbals. That's the right word. Sue, write on one page, then when you're at the end, turn the book over and work your way back. No, I can't do it. I can't write on the page that's got writing on the other side.
No, you've said this before.
I know, I'm weird. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Jenny is so many good intentions, so many journals and notebooks for different things, beginning to have quite a broad spectrum of moleskin notebooks for a plethora. That's a good word. Plethora of things. Maria, dogs and husbands in that. Yeah, pretty much, Maria. So yes, a variation. I think we all kind of we've got a mixture, really, haven't we? But it's interesting because I know Gypsy and Ness also use the Lever Arch files for their book of shadowing it, and seems to be quite popular as well. But as for decorating. Now you can, some of these come in quite nice colours. Yeah, that's quite a nice colour. But you can decorate them. You can wrap them in paper or wallpaper, wrapping paper, even fabric as well. Leather, suede or faux suede if you prefer. What have I got down here? I've got a list of suggestions. Wallpaper, fabric, felt, lining paper, brown paper, handmade paper, good old sticky back plastic, papier-mâché, decoupage, wood, pressed flowers and leaves, fabric flowers, ribbon, lace, photos, pictures, stencils. There is a huge array of ideas, and I must admit, I did a bit of research. I did on YouTube and Pinterest. Yes, although some of them do make you feel quite craft inadequate. There are lots of suggestions, and particularly on YouTube, they do have how-to videos that take you step by step, which are quite fascinating. Some really, really good ideas. I have got some pictures, so I'm going to attempt to do a screen share here. So bear with me. So here I've got some ideas. So let's share the screen. This will hopefully work. Can you see that? Can we all see the pictures?
Yep, that's come up.
We've got pretty pictures up there.
Mm-hmm.
These are literally just some ideas from Pinterest. They are not mine. They are made by some very crafty people, but it's just to give you an idea of some of the things that people have done, stuck stencils on and beads and string and paper. That one looks to be knitted. I can't knit and I can't crochet either. So good idea though. That one's lots of bits of lace, a bit of decoupage going on there as well. Some felting.
That's
green
nice.
man in I know felting's been quite popular too, hasn't it? So that's quite a clever idea. Bit of, I mean, that's pictures cut out and pasted on, isn't it? So that's a really good idea.
Love that.
And that one, which I think is probably our favourite.
Too nice to write in.
You'd actually have to make.
I'd have to write neatly.
Yeah, I'd be worried about. I think we've got another one there. Yeah, that again, that's fabric and bits of lace and pictures stuck on, bit of ribbon. Good idea. You could make it to whatever you want, really, couldn't you?
That one.
And this one, I believe, is done with that string. The pentagram is made with string, and it uses PVA glue and papier-mâché, which is a very clever idea.
And that was
that was literally
that on a file.
Say again, Heather. Sorry.
That was that last one. That was a file. It wasn't a book. They'd actually done that on a lever arch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you've got the. It's hard, isn't it? And you can stick whatever you want over top it. So there are some really clever ideas. Literally, Pinterest and YouTube have lots and lots of ideas. But yeah, I think if it's with the lever arch, you've got the base, haven't you? And you can do whatever you want to do with it. Let's have a look at some more comments. A friend that latch hooks binders into a book of shadows. Cool. Chris, being an artist, it's an excellent vehicle for my creativity. Yeah, absolutely, go for it. Maria says stickers. Yeah, I know. You two ladies, you have lots of stickers on yours. You can get really good ones too, can't you? So very easy way of doing it and personalising it. Andrea has written circa 60 pages in her witch's diary in a Word file. Yeah, see, I think once you've typed it up, you can also print it out if you want to. My book of shadows that's missing, I typed everything up, and each page I printed out, and then I hand decorated the outside of the page. So it's a combination of two. And I'm just going to add Gypsy in because she's just arrived. Yay, hello.
Morning. Morning.
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
That's all right. Been sending out that Reiki love to people.
Indeed.
Kay says, I see a lot of people use the leather ones and they just pop in pictures, tickets, photos, etc. And the journals I love the most are full of stuff like that and not necessarily tidy. Yeah, I think your Book of Shadows, some of them do tend to be more like the scrapbooking idea, don't they? And I think if that works for you, I know Ness, she has feathers and things stuck in hers. You can put pressed flowers and herbs and all sorts of things in. It doesn't need to be beautifully neat and tidy.
I have some like postcards and things shoved in mine.
Yeah.
I've got food I was able
Kate says there's a lady called Knicker Drawer Notebooks, and she makes notebooks for others to write in. I like her name.
I like the name.
No, Jackie's saying she can't write. No, but I think it's your own personal Book of Shadows, isn't it? So if you can read your own handwriting, then it's fine. Jenny made a small hardback notebook once and loved to do it again. Go for it, Jenny. Absolutely. But yeah, I think you can, Mindy's suggestion, you can type it out and print it to put in the book. Absolutely. Yeah, I think some of the pictures of the beautiful ones we've just looked at, I would be scared of writing in it if it didn't have loose pages. But that's, I think, why I stick with the lever arch. Sue has seen ones using Fimo clay on the cover. Yep, absolutely. Oh. Jackie never thought of decorating the cover of a binder. Yeah, the binders they're quite a hard surface to work with, so you can pretty much add anything to it, wrapping it or add things on. Carolyn did like the last one for hand fasting. I used string and tissue paper and then painted it. Yeah, I think that's what they did. Lots of people saying hello to you, Gypsy, in the comments. And Gypsy, love your shelves behind you. Where are they from?
Oh, my husband made them.
Now, I know the answer to that, but
I'm trying to convince him to start up an Etsy page with our sons to put all of their woodwork on, because he's very, very talented.
Oh, I would buy one.
Yeah,
I would buy one in a heartbeat. Maria, Chris says uses scrapbooking in hers. Yep, and sketchbooks. Yep. Maria's going to stick patches on. Yep, brilliant.
Yep.
Kay says you can just use simple things like paper clips to attach things into your journal. Yep. Lani loves Fimo. Yep. I know you love Fimo. Jim loves Fimo too, don't you?
Me too. Yeah.
Carolyn uses apps like Freeprint. Yeah, there is. If you do a search on Google for Book of Shadow pages, you can actually print off free templates that have got all lovely decorated edges and things, and then you could write inside of them. Yeah, you've got lots of orders for your shelves, Gypsy. You'll have to tell him to get on with it. So I think, Gypsy, you use a lever arch file for yours as well, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a big red lever arch file. I also have kind of embossed notebook with a goddess on, and then I have lots of these little books as well that I end up jotting stuff down in. Lots of bits everywhere.
Yeah, I tend to carry a little notebook with me, I must admit, in case I think of anything while I'm out.
Yeah.
So I think we're all much the same, aren't we? We're a combination. Yeah. We're a combination of bits and pieces.
Definitely.
And the next bit, I guess, once you have decorated your book or got your book, wherever you want to start, I like to do a blessing for it, a kind of dedication for the book. I've got another picture here, so I'll attempt to do my screen sharing again. So this is a bit of techie here.
Look at Rachel getting
that to work. I know it's not working particularly well, but hopefully you can see that's the dedication that I have in my Book of Shadows. I printed the words. I know they're in a fancy font, but I typed it on the computer and printed it, and then I've hand decorated it. So I have coloured some of the numbers in, letters in rather, and decorated around the edges, just to do a blessing and a dedication for the book. I think for me. Oh, there you go.
See that?
Fantastic.
So,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, and then I've got a protection prayer as well.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Kay says her journal is small enough to carry in her bag because you love to carry them with you. Yeah, it is an idea to have one with you. To just jot down. Yeah, more orders for your shelves. Lots more orders for your shelves. Kay says some leather ones on Amazon are smaller with ring binders. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That would be fantastic. Claire's got wave to Claire. Catch the end on the replay, Claire. Have a very lovely day. The replay will be up once we've finished. Yeah, so I think a blessing, if you're going to be working with a book and it's going to be your magic, basically, your journey, I think a blessing, a dedication of some sort is a good idea. And as Heather's got, a protection is also a good idea in there as well. It doesn't have to be poetic, it doesn't rhyme, it just has to be from the heart, I think. And then moving on to what you put inside it. Again, it's your journey, I think, so it's up to you what you put inside it. But I think we're all pretty much the same, aren't we? We've all got set crystals. Brain's gone empty. Someone read me some of the sections that you've got in your book.
Let me see. This is my Book of Shadows section. Then Charge of the Goddess, a description of kitchen witchery.
Oh, cool.
Then I have my initiation ritual into the coven, which I painstakingly sat and wrote out word for word. My certificates of completion of all the forests. Description of new moons, full moons, waning, waxing, and dark. Tree meanings, day meanings, month meanings, and it goes into Wheel of the Year, gods and goddesses, different pantheons, magical properties of all the herbs, all gods and goddesses, and then a few examples of rituals that I have been at.
Cool. Yeah, I think it is. It covers everything pretty much, doesn't it, that we do. I have got a list here as well. Magical tools, magical symbols, meditations, spells, although I have got a separate one for spells. They're not in my main one because I have a book where I write them all down because then I might change them or tweak them depending on how they work. But yeah, I think it's a reference. It ends up being a reference book, doesn't it? Basically, I think it ends up being something that you can go back and check on. We have a question from Jackie. Did you all write your own blessings or take something you found online?
I wrote my own.
Mine was a very, very long time ago. So I think mine was before online, I think. So I think I probably took something from a book that I'd read about and made it my own.
Yeah, same. I think mine was I got ideas from books and then wrote something very brief because, as you know, I like to keep things very brief and simple. So yeah, mine's quite a short because some of the dedications you can see are like pages. But yeah, so yeah, I think I got my idea originally
from the I think it has to be personal. If you're poetic, then it's probably going to be a lot easier. But even just a line or two, as long as it says what it needs to say, I think that's fine. Chris says her blessing is just inside the cover. Yep, mine is too. With my protection and my fingerprint in blood. Oh, now that's interesting. A fingerprint. I like that.
Good idea.
Andrea has a notebook on her bedside table, so when I have an inspiration before I go to sleep, I do not have to get up again. I must admit, I don't have a notebook, but my phone is beside the bedside table, and if I got a head full of stuff and I can't get to sleep and I think of something, I email myself from my phone so that I can get the idea out of my head. But a notebook would be much easier. Right, Abby says, would you mind attaching copies of your dedications and protections for ideas? Abby, we'll post it off. We'll post it in the comments afterwards. We'll post pictures of them. That's no problem. Kay, pop a crystal on your journal while it's resting and program it to help you use your journals regularly. Excellent idea. That's a very good idea. Kay envies those people who can sketch and do watercolours to show what they can see, either real or in their mind. We all have different skills. Some of them are artistic, some of them aren't. But I think the important thing is it's your own personal book of shadows. So you have to make it work for you and use your own skills. So if that doesn't include drawing or sketching, then use stickers and postcards and pictures that you've taken from magazines and things. Yeah, it's got to be yours, really, hasn't it? Got to make it your own. I also coloured ink works really well, and particularly if you're writing about herbs and things, you can add scent. You can add essential oil to your ink as well. To corners of the pages too, so that adds to it. Pressed flowers, pieces of gift wrap, bits of tissue paper, coloured ink as well. I think someone said earlier they wrote in purple ink. Fantastic. Photo magazines, cutouts from green cards, scraps of fabric, glitter pens. I have used pens in mine. Calligraphy, I'm always a bit envious of as well. I can't, beyond me, but that's cool. Wax seals, ribbon, sequins, tiny shells, feathers, and stickers. Make it individual to you. Even if you type it all up and print it off, you can still make the pages individual to you.
And they've got all those nice tapes
feeding
now.
Yes.
Yeah, the bullet journals.
Not wasabi tape.
Yeah, that's the original one, but you can get them now in the works and all sorts, can't you? And they come in all sorts of different colours and different finishes.
Brilliant. Yeah, really, really useful. And the last point I had, unless if you've got questions, people, do ask them. We've got a few minutes left yet. So washi tape. Thank you, Diane. I knew it wasn't wasabi because that's a flavouring. There's a spicy flavouring. I knew it wasn't wasabi. Washi. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, began with a W. So where does the information come from that you put inside it? Is my last point. I think some of you ladies have got courses, haven't you? And I have as well. When I do a new course, I usually start a ring binder. And even though we've all worked through the Kitchen Witch one and all the various ones that we've done, and even though we've all been on this journey for a very long time, I think all of us still take courses. We all still learn new things. You never stop learning. And I love studying, so we're all still on that pathway of learning. So each time I start a new course, I start a new folder and print off the lessons and the homework and things. But you learn from everywhere, don't you? Books, friends, internet, magazines, all over the place. Got a question here. Yes, Karen sat feeding the crows and listening. Once just pulled out a feather and dropped it in front of me. What a wonderful gift.
Yeah, lovely.
That is absolutely fantastic. Oh, Chris loves using natural tea dyes. Tonight I was staining some with butterfly pea tea, which is a beautiful blue. That's a good idea. And you get to drink some of the tea as well. Richard's sitting there eating the pages. Kay, if you have several books, find a lovely basket or storage box and pop your books in there, and you have them where you sit so you can pick them up when you think of stuff. That's like your cardboard box, Sue. I think you might need to upgrade your cardboard
It's not decorated.
I have a wooden basket, a blue wooden basket that I keep all mine in.
Excellent.
Mine are just in the drawer.
Yeah, yeah, mine are just scattered all over the place. Paul says, do you consecrate or dedicate a new book of shadows? Yeah, I think that's where the blessing comes in. I write the blessing for it, and then I think we're all nodding. So yeah. Bring in the energy of, particularly I think if you work with a specific deity, you can bring their energy in to bless it. Oh, Lani's lost the chat. Yes, good idea. Good idea.
If you're new and you haven't, found a deity that you want to, you don't have to dedicate it specifically. You could just do the Lord and Lady, or Green Lady, Green Man, or just the elements.
Yeah. The elements work quite well, isn't it? Because air is about intellect, isn't it, and intuition, so that kind of works with the writing of it. Fire is the passion of it, water is the emotion involved in it, and earth is reminding you to write it. Yeah, making you do it. Yeah, that would work brilliantly. Oh, Lani's back. Well done, Lani. Lani is doing a level 3 teacher assistant course. Yes, and 2 files full already. Yeah, you keep going with that, Lani. You'll be brilliant at that.
Yeah, well done.
Kay says thank you. It's been inspiring. You're very welcome, Kay. Anybody got any more questions? I think the most important thing is to make it yours and to work. Got and don't is the book itself. There you go. Perfect. Don't feel intimidated. I mean, like I was looking on YouTube and Pinterest, and there were some beautiful books there, and I know I could never make any of them, or even afford to buy something like the big charmed leather book. I think it's got to be yours, and I think perhaps, hopefully, the fact that us, and I know Ness as well, have just got lever arch files, and they work. The fact that we all use them,
aren't they?
Yeah,
because you can move things around and slot things in.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can have as many as you want, and you can add with the journals and things as well. So it's got to work for you and how you work. But don't ever think that you have to have the leather bound charmed thing and handwrite everything, because you don't. It has to work for you. None of mine's handwritten. It's all typed. So yeah, you've got to make it work for you, definitely. Martina's being summoned to walk the dogs. Yeah, you've got to get your priorities right there. Mine's fast asleep beside me. Certainly. Oh yeah, you're dealing with a lot of emotion with that one. Sylvia, I love to place herbs and flowers in the book. It adds something to the spell on that page. Yep, pressed flowers and herbs are absolutely brilliant to add into the books. I think with that particularly, you might want to add a bit of sticky back plastic or something over it, because otherwise when they get a bit older, they do all flake off. She says from experience. Diane, I do feel much better about it now, much less intimidated. Oh, yeah, brilliant. I'm glad we've done that for you, Diane. Yeah, never ever feel that you have to be, what's the term? Instagram witches, isn't it? We don't spend their entire days dressed up in air finery and getting up to collect you at the dawn. And no, that doesn't happen. Not when you have busy house. And like Gypsy, who's got 4 million children in the house as well.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. No, and Gypsy, Gypsy's just started homeschooling. You are a superstar, Gypsy. You really are.
That's what I am.
Jackie, I think I can actually do something now. I've been so intimidated by the examples I found online that I've not really started anything. So thank you so much for this. Oh, yeah, please. I absolutely hate that there is this idea that, there has to be some kind of bar that you have to reach. No, you have to make it yours and work with what you've got and what works for you. Mendy, I told someone the other day, not all witches are old school. Well, I feel old sometimes, but okay, laminate your flowers. Yeah, definitely with flowers and herbs, you might have to cover them with some stuff. Helen, thank you, ladies. So interesting. Lots of ideas to think about and use as always. Being so far away now doesn't seem as bad when we can have these online chats. Oh, bless you, Helen. I think this is one of the big positives that's come out of it, because we can connect. I mean, I know I see Sue and Heather and Ness because we are fairly close, but the lovely Gypsy, we're what, 4 hours drive away, something like that. So it's been lovely for us to connect, even just us little group, but to be able to connect with all you guys across the country and really across the globe, because I know a lot of you are America and Canada, and we've got the lovely Paul in Japan as well. So I know it's been brilliant to be able to connect with everybody. So we will continue doing these even long after the old no-no, as my children call it, once the virus has, we've kicked its butt. We will continue to do these because it has been such a brilliant way of connecting with people. Megan says, I'm clearer about what it actually is. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. Chris has a herbal book, has a pocket at the back, which I stuffed with dried herbs and flowers. Oh, that's quite cool. Nice. Andrea, thank you. Glad to know there are people like me who prefer typing their books instead of handwriting. Yep. Absolutely. You do, you know, either way, there is no right or wrong. You do what works for you. Leslie says, thank you. Feeling more confident in putting a book of shadows together. I tend to just scribble on bits of paper and then lose them. Or take the scribbled bits of paper and just shove them in a folder. That's, you know. Kerry, it's reassuring to see so many Lever Archfiles. Yep, we are the Lever Archfile witches. We're going to totally promote Lever Archfiles. Just starting and feel a lot for the sun, so I want to start with the Wheel of the Year. Now I think I will start with a yellow map and finding information for the celebrations like herbs and crystals and how I can let it fit in my life. Working with the Wheel of the Year is absolutely brilliant if you're just starting. It sections out the year, and Heather's reaching for a show and tell, aren't you? Gypsy is as well. You're a show and tell, Gypsy. We like your show and tells.
Is it?
Oh, I like that.
Can't get it in. Can't get it all in. There you go. That's one that I did. That's in my book there. Gypsy's got one as well. And get it closer so you can actually read a bit of it. So yeah, I broke it down into the months.
Yeah. Yeah, Gypsy's wheel is from the Ark of the Goddess, isn't it? That's broken into months as well, isn't it? Yeah, the Wheel of the Year is brilliant to break it down into working with energy for each month or for each season. Absolutely brilliant. What we got? Yeah, the Kitchen Witch Wheel of the Year. It is, though, isn't it? Because it does section the year off, and it gives you a good point to start with, to work each month with. So absolutely brilliant. So yeah, work it. Mendy's doing a Snoopy dance. Chris loves it. It's inspiring. Oh, you bless you, Chris. Jenny, at the end of, yeah, that's the point. Jenny says, at the end of the day, no one is going to see the book if you don't want to share it. So it's not going to matter how messy or how pretty it is. Do what you want. Jenny's Book of Shadows is just a black notebook she picked up in Big Chase. Don't do much in it, but it's mine and it does what I need for it. Once you let go of expectations, the easier Book of Shadows becomes. Jenny, you've nailed it. Yeah. Absolutely summed it up.
And somebody said on there about thinking about places like TK Maxx. I'd actually suggest people look at Works as well, because they do some really nice journals, really reasonably priced. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive, because you're going to then do whatever you want to do to the outside of it anyway.
I got this one, which I love. I got in Mountain Warehouse, of all places. Yeah, it's really thick.
Yeah, this one was from the Works, although it's a Hogwarts one. If I'd have got that from the actual place, it would have been really expensive. £4 in the Works.
Wow,
cool. Gypsy, there's one here for you. It's got a wand. Richard would be interested in talking to Gypsy about the Reiki stuff at some point. Gypsy has an event this evening, don't you?
Yeah, 7 o'clock on my Reiki page. I am, oh no, not on my Reiki page, on the Kitchen Witch, sorry, student page. 7 o'clock this evening, I have a distant Reiki session. So if you are in the student, you can join us.
Richard, pop over to the private student group. Gypsy will be there this evening doing live Reiki for us. But you can message, if you're on the school forum, you can message Gypsy on the school forum as well. Any student, there's a live Reiki with Gypsy this evening on the private student group, which will, just a reminder actually what else we've got. Gypsy actually does live Reiki sessions on her own Facebook page, don't you? Which the link has appeared as if by magic in your comments. Wow. Are you impressed? Very lovely husband's got all the links there ready. So if you want, Gypsy does live Reiki sessions for free a couple of times a week. So do click on the Facebook page there and join her page and follow her. It's absolutely fantastic. We have a live Lunar ritual on Sunday, the 2nd of August. At what time?
4 o'clock.
4.
Anyone?
Leave.
Thank you. And the event has magically appeared in the comments as well. Sunday, 2nd of August, here in this Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook group at 4 o'clock. Join us for the live Lunar ritual. If you want to listen to me waffle on my own, every Friday morning, 9 a.m. UK time, on my author Facebook page, I talk about different subjects each week. If you want to suggest subjects for us Waffling Witches or myself, throw us in the suggestions. We're happy to do it. And there's my link as well. Look at that. And then, last but not least, every Wednesday evening for the foreseeable future on the Moonbooks Facebook page, who are my publisher, they are having live chats from a different author each week. And the link is there again. Thank you. Different authors each week talking about different subjects for the foreseeable future. So join us there as well. So lots and lots of online things for you guys to join in with. I think we've covered everything there for the books. Megan has just drawn her own Wheel of the Year. Most creative I've ever been and so proud of it. It helped me learn about what each Sabbath means. Brilliant. Jackie found the Wheel of the Year when I was looking at ways of marking the passing of time, and that's what eventually led me to this path. But it's only been a few months, so I'm very new to it. It is a really good way of clicking into it. Lani says, there's so much inspiration within Kitchen Witch. Everyone is here for each other. No one ever needs to feel alone. So much love and support. Oh, big hugs to you, Lani. And I would say Lani is our longest member. She was in there right on the first day, and she's been with us ever since. The Kitchen Witch School has been running for 8 years now. So, Lani, you get a gold crown. Sarah's lucky to have Craft Crazy. Yeah, lots of craft shops. 6 years, yep.
Yeah.
Tess loves the chat, says so it's inspiring with great ideas. Thank you, ladies. It's lovely to let you share your wealth of knowledge. We're all still learning too, Tess, and we learn from you guys as well. I mean, I've learned things today from you guys, and I think a big part of witchcraft is about sharing. We all come at it from a different angle and a different viewpoint. So I think, sharing is the way that we learn. Maria loves the works. Bought a crystal Bible for £5. Yeah. That's all the links. All the links to what I've been talking about. The events are in the comments. Sylvia, I love the school so much information. Bless you. And Irene is now. Sorry, Heather.
Kay's asking about the courses and how much they are.
Hop on over to the website and have a look, because there's various different. There's short independent courses, or there is the main whole witchcraft subscription course. So do pop on over to the website kitchenwitchhearth.net and you can see all of the links from there. And it's got all the pricings and things on there. Any queries, just email us. We're happy to help. But there's various different options. So
hello to sunny Germany.
Greetings from Germany. On the way to Australia. Oh, Austria? No, you don't want to be going to Australia, do you? That's not very close to Germany at all, yeah. That would be a long flight, wouldn't it? Oh, there's the, look, magically the link to the Kitchen Witch Hearth website has appeared as well. Well, there's Louisa. Hello, Louisa. You caught us right at the end, Louisa, but the replay will be up in a few minutes. Leslie, so happy to be part of this group. You've all really helped me on my journey. Felt lost before. Oh, bless you. That is, do you know, that sums up what we're here for. That is one of the main purposes. Peter is on the board. Yeah, that's what we're here for. You know, sharing and helping each other. That's very, very important to us. Kelly says, thank you, ladies. I'm learning so much. New to witchcraft, so your chats are valuable. Again, that's, you know, that's what we're here for. So hopefully that's covered everything. I do have one quick, very last thing. I ran a competition on the Kitchen Witch group to win a copy of my Flower Magic Oracle cards. Shameless plug. 311 of you, I think it was, or 316, something like that, entered. So you guys are awesome. I did one of the random thingies, and so Laurie Wolf is the winner. I will post it in the group. So these will be winging their way to Laurie Wolf.
Congratulations.
With her address. I'll run another one next month. So if anybody missed out, I will run another one. Jackie says it's been wonderful. She's learned so much. Now she's going back to bed. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So thank you, everybody. Chloe says thank you for your time and energy. You're very welcome. As I always say, the energy of a group is made up from everyone. It's not just us. So Irene means I need to buy. Sorry about that, Irene. Yeah, it's made up from the energy of everyone. You guys are all fantastic. So thank you so much, everyone. If you want us to talk about anything particular in the future, do message us. For students, do catch Gypsy with her live Reiki this evening in the student group. Otherwise, we will see you all next time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.